Good morning, everyone. It is Friday the 13th, August 13th. My goodness. Well, let's hope that it's not Friday the 13th in the market. Well, okay, let's take a look here at what we are doing. We are moving up ever so slightly here. Again, in the S&P, our markets are looking, the Dow's going to be up about 55 points ish right now. So we're definitely moving in the green direction. NASDAQ is just a smidge red. So, sorry, my throat is, I've been dealing with this cough thing for a while, and I'm sorry I'm constantly coughing on in the videos here. So, let's take a look here. That one thing, we've talked about this a lot in the room when we're looking at the indexes, and we always talk about, well, you know, what is the trend? And of course, the trend is still up. This is yesterday's candle. It's actually a nice little candle. We do keep noticing that our volume is low. So this yellow line here is the 50-day average for volume. And you can see that we are, sitting below that here for, about 2 weeks here, almost two 10 sessions here, kind of sitting below that. We did take this nice little leg up yesterday, and today when the candle opens, we're going to be bumping along this trend line once again. So keep an eye on that. We do, being Friday, of course, weekly expirations in options will come into play. So anyway, just something to be aware of. Real quick, this morning, let's take a look at Disney. They reported last night. And if you look on the 1 day, let's put our extended hours on. Boom, look at that. Held in a good portion of those gains. A little dip right now, but overall holding in a good portion of these gains here, up about $10 or so from the close yesterday. So nice little day trading opportunity probably coming in Disney today. Okay, let's hop into some charts. Yesterday, as we do every afternoon, we went through and looked at some charts, did some scanning in the last hour to see what was setting up. SYY, Cisco here. Like the look. So this is not Cisco the technology. This is the Cisco that probably, if you go to your favorite restaurant, they have some Cisco products back in their kitchen. And Cisco doing really well. It had earnings. It moved itself right up over the 200 and the 50. And then we took a little break. Yesterday we came back in, pushed right back up, and looking now to continue in Cisco. I like the 917.80s. So nice look there in foods. NVIDIA, we've been scouting this one for a while. I really liked it yesterday morning for a potential breakout of the opening range. Didn't really get it, but it's still sitting here nice and quiet, just kind of hanging out. That 3 is a smidge below the 8, but we're staying nicely above the 20. Looking for continuation on this, but we do have earnings next week, so it would be a shorter hold. Looking at the 917-200s in NVIDIA. DraftKings made a beautiful move over the 200. When we were talking about this yesterday, I said what I would really like is that it opens over the 200. You can see here we've struggled with it yesterday. Nice move up above that. Built in a little extra volume, not a ton, but just enough to keep us above that 200. We've cleared out a lot of that volume in here. So looking for continuation in DraftKings, and I would watch the 917.55. Penn had some news and it moved up as well. I like this over the 50. So over the 50, I would look at those 75 and 80s in September. Look at both of those. We'll see which one sets up a little better. Both have pretty decent volume. Notice though that there is not too much room before we hit this volume. This is the point of control, is what they call it on the volume profile here in Thinkorswim. And that could be an area of some pretty decent resistance. So just keep that one on your radar. PLTR, after earnings yesterday, they gapped up. We're looking to hold that gap, making that a bullish gap. And I actually like this over 25. We've talked about it a little bit here, talked about it yesterday. I do like it now. We'll see if we get that continuation. And again, I like it over 25, and I will be watching the 917.25s in PLTR, Palantir. Joe pointed out snow, said it was snowing, and it really was a beautiful little winter wonderland here in snow yesterday, looking for continuation and looking at these trend lines. Trend lines are really important. I highly encourage everybody to draw on their charts, and then it's a lot of times your trend lines don't have to look just like mine or just like anybody else's. It's really how you use those trend lines and start noticing how the price action comes to them. Usually takes a little bit of a break. We saw that in Apple yesterday. And once it breaks through, well, what we saw in Apple yesterday is once it breaks through, it moves. So that's what we're looking for by using these trend lines. So for snow, I would look at the 917 300s. So let's take a quick look over at Apple. Look at this. We were watching these trend lines, right? This price action kept getting tighter and tighter and tighter yesterday. These moving averages were all squeezed together. Yesterday we touched that trend line and then we just exploded right through it. Interestingly enough, where did we go? We went right up to the next trend line. That upper trend line was drawn off these two candlesticks. So these trend lines are really important to draw, and they just give you a nice visual as to where that support or resistance is going to be coming. Okay, so Apple, looking for Apple to continue, by the way. Okay, Tesla was one that we talked about a bit yesterday, and so Tesla came right up. We have this trend line based off of this candle back here on the 4th. Yesterday we used it, but for me, when I'm watching is not just that trend line, but the channel. We're in a channel. So I like Tesla over 725, but it needs to hold and close above 725. All right, a few others that I think we should keep an eye on. Square, let's watch Square for a reversal. Like the look in Square there. Coin, let's watch this one for the reversal as well. It had earnings, and it's made a gap down yesterday, closed the low side of the candle. We'll see if we get another push down and then a move back up through yesterday's candle. So keep an eye on Coin. And then we can't not mention NVAX and Moderna. Both of these took a nice little break, a couple day break yesterday. Both of them came back in and put inside candles in. And now we are looking for a continuation. NVAX, nice move up on yesterday, right? So it's still an inside candle, but there is a nice little level here above let's say 248.50. That would be a nice little trigger there to go on up to about that 258.50 is what I would be targeting on NVAX. mRNA, we're just going to watch for let me see what it's doing this morning. Watch for that reversal. I like it above the 8, which will be right about 406.12, 406.15. Above that is where it would be a nice trigger for an entry. And these are great day traders. They move around just enough to give us some good day trades. And then, of course, BNTX, BioNTech, looking a lot like Moderna. Like the look here, again, above the 8. All right, that is it for me this morning. If you have any questions, please reach out, Heather C. at givingtreetrading.com. Let's have an awesome Friday.